Welcome to today's Cyclone Fanatic Game Day show here at all the Cyclone Fanatic social media platforms. Of course, at cyclonefanatic.com as well. My name is Chris Williams, and of course, we are always presented by our friends at the Iowa Clinic and the Iowa Clinic Men's Center. If you haven't done it yet, get in there, get that flu shot. It's never been more important than it is this year, obviously, with everything going on just around our country, and not only that, but specifically here in the state of Iowa as well. Sorry, a little camera issue there. But I'm looking forward to Iowa State and Kansas State coming up later on today. And we're going to preview everything for you. We'll start with the Big 12 Conference today, though, because this is, Texas not playing. Texas-Kansas got postponed because of COVID, so they're not really in the mix today. But you really, outside of Texas, you have the four best teams in the Big 12 playing each other today, which this is really important with Iowa State, Kansas State, with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Point being, we have all sorts of Big 12 championship implications going on today. We'll do plenty of Kansas State, Iowa State here coming up, but it's Bedlam, baby. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. I honestly believe that this is going to be the most well-played Bedlam game we've seen in a really long time. All four of the units that these two teams are bringing to the table are really solid this year. Offense, defense, superb. I think it's the best defense that Mike Gundy's ever had. Oklahoma, really need... This is a really important game, I think, for Lincoln Riley. I think that they're playing the best football of anybody in the Big 12 right now, but they need to do it against a really solid opponent. They get that opportunity tonight in front of a national television audience. I've got Oklahoma winning this football game, but again, I have so much respect for both of these teams. I think they're really solid. I can't wait for this football game tonight. We'll be able to watch it after Iowa State, hopefully, beats Kansas State. So that's the Big 12 preview for you guys. So let's dig right in. 3 o'clock kick on Fox, Iowa State and Kansas State. And Iowa State needs to stop the run. I truly believe that if Iowa State's rush defense plays the way that it did against Baylor, I don't know how Kansas State is really going to move the football. True freshman at quarterback, true freshman at running back for an injury-riddled offense with Kansas State. They're talented, but they haven't really shown the ability to put the football down the field. And I'm looking forward to seeing, if Iowa State can really, shut them down. What they're going to try and do. It's Kansas State. They're going to try and run the ball, but they haven't really been able to do that well. And I just think it's really simple today. I think if Iowa State can stop the run, I think Iowa State will win the football game. What does it mean to stop the run? That can change from person to person and game to game, but I think it's that simple. That's the number one key to the game for Iowa State. We'll move on to special teams. This has been a theme for Iowa State all season long, is it's been a problem. Some missed kicks, of course, the kickoff returns for touchdowns. But when you look at Kansas State under Bill Snyder, and they're continuing this under Chris Kleiman too, how is Kansas State able to pull off some of these wins where you go into the game and you don't think that they're going to have a shot, and then all of a sudden they win as a double-digit underdog? They're really good on special teams. They'll pull off a kick return here, a punt return there. This is how Kansas State does it. And Iowa State playing sharp on special teams. Don't miss the chip shot field goal. Don't miss the PAT. You can't allow a special teams touchdown on the other end. And we've seen on the other end, too, where special teams have been really important for Iowa State. Kick returns from Kene Nwangu against Oklahoma and Baylor that really changed the second half of those football games. So I really think that you can't overlook it today, special teams for the Cyclones. And that kind of goes right with turnovers, too. Again, this sounds really... This sounds like very pedestrian type of analysis here, but it's Kansas State, and it's just the way that they play football. And they sneak up on you with turnover margin, with the gritty special teams type stuff. And I'm just, it's very simple. Iowa State, I believe, is a more talented and better football team than Kansas State. I think that if anybody's watched these two teams the last month, I think you would agree with that. But Iowa State has lost its focus discipline-wise a couple times, and that's been Matt Campbell's really only critique of his football team so far this year, where they just kind of have these brain farts where they'll throw a pick, Brock Purdy with the 3 interceptions in the first half against Baylor. These are the type of things that Kansas State tries to bait you into. So if you can do those things and stay sharp as a football team with discipline, again, I like Iowa State to win this one. And that's what it comes down to at the end. This is not going to, I don't believe, here in the number one key for tonight or this afternoon, I don't believe that Iowa State rolls Kansas State today, because nobody generally does that to them. We saw West Virginia do it a couple weeks ago, so it's certainly possible. But my prediction is this will not be a pretty win for Iowa State tonight. But you know what? If you're 6-1, controlling your own destiny, going into Black Friday in Austin, Texas, there's no such thing as an ugly win either. That's pretty when you're putting yourself in that position to go and play for a Big 12 championship. So, with all that said, just win the game tonight. I don't care how you do it. I think most fans will agree with me. It's going to be an ugly, slobber knocker type of Kansas State game that you would expect. Matt Campbell loves this type of football. Coach is salivating right now, getting ready to get out there. Just win the football game tonight and move on, preferably with no injuries. Don't get beat up. You're going to be on a short week going to Texas next week, as the Longhorns have another week off now because of the COVID cancellation with the Kansas Jayhawks. So I think that that's an important thing to keep in mind on, but just win. Put yourself in that spot going into Texas, which that'll be one of the biggest games in the history of Iowa State football coming up on Black Friday. But you have to take care of business, and you have to win today. All right, I'm Chris Williams. Thanks to Matt Van Winkle for his production. You can join Matt, Brett Meyer, and Jared Stansberry at halftime today for our halftime report. It'll be on all the Cyclone Fanatic social media platforms. And Jared and Rob will have postgame from the press box at Jack Trice Stadium. Again, no fans in Jack Trice today, so here at Cyclone Fanatic, we're trying to bring you as crisp and as intensive coverage as you can find of the Cyclones anywhere. We appreciate all of you for watching. Thanks to the Iowa Clinic and the Iowa Clinic Men's Center. Finally, my prediction for today, we're going to leave it like this, 27-20. I notched this down. I had Iowa State by 2 touchdowns until the fan announcement was made earlier in the week. I'm gonna drub it down just a smidge. I still think Iowa State wins this one, but it's Kansas State. Don't ever get too comfortable when the Kansas State Wildcats are coming to town. I'm Chris. Have a great college football Saturday, everybody. We appreciate you watching. Please share, tell your friends, and we'll see you next week, hopefully, as the Cyclones will be playing for a shot at the Big 12 championship.